So, if people don't know, there is a difference between liberty and freedom. See, in the movie Jurassic Park, there's a gentleman that looks like the guy who played Miracle on 34th Street. And it was one of those things where I was like, man, people say all these things and blah, 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 and they want to go to the zoo. Have you ever done something for someone, like, let's say, a Reyes, right? And then they show up in their bumping car and everything, and then they just peace out, right? Well, that's interesting, right? And then, of course, they start saying stuff. Oh, I want to taste that. I want to taste this. I want to do blah, blah, blah. And they start doing this thing, right? Sounds very weird, but let me tell you about a 7-ton that rolled over and crushed someone's head. And somebody with the last name Reyes, what's it called, ended up, well, doing something in his Mercedes and was like, I'll be back with supplies or something. Goes topside to the ASP. So I don't know if ASP is like Aspen, if that makes sense, right? So if it's Aspen, well, where is Aspen? First of all, you have to know where Vale is for that. So check this out. When it came to all of that, right, it was one of those things where I was just like, oh, well, what's going on? What is going on, actually, right? False allegations in Charlotte. They false flagged, Title 50 so that they could spy, conduct other things, do, MK Ultra type stuff. Some people got offended of the way people communicate, this, that, and the third. Now people don't want to get in trouble. But then again, you got somebody pointing the finger because they have to blame someone, not someone's, right? Because there's multiple people in Congress and senators and like the states, right? And then you have representatives, you have mayors, you have governors. Well, let me see. You have a mayor, that's M. You have a governor, that's G. I don't know what GMC is, Congress. Oh, wait, there we go. And then from there, you also have other things, right? And it goes through a chain of events or a series of events, kind of like a sequence. So if that's occurring currently, right? And people want to fly American Eagle, American Airlines, so on and so forth, but you don't know what Hotel California is or Purple Rain is about, well, then you need to understand what's going on, right? So in searching for Bobby Fischer and searching for, what's the other one? Freedom, Final Fantasy VII, Fast and Furious 7, so on and so forth. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, so why did they use certain individuals as test subjects? Because if it's, well, 2nd Battalion, 2nd Marines, etc., well, that's 22 a day, isn't it? Or what happened to Mile 22, right? Remember the part where the guy gets on the plane, looks at Mark Wahlberg, and he goes, say hi to mom, thank your mother for me, or something like that? And nobody knows who the hell that is. But if you want to spell ammo, that's A-M mom, or somewhere's in there, a mom, etc. So who's being plucked out of the order for selection? I mean, why would you go to the Marines, right? But they're a department of the Navy, but we wear a lot of colors, I promise you. And then when you go to Womack at the Army base, Fort Bragg, I mean, because people like to talk about it, right? Or brag about something, but Womack Hospital is there. Now, what happened at The Rock? And, well, whoever Trump is, he has the Taj Mahal. I'm sure you saw the rise of Taj, right? I don't know if anybody saw that. That's, Van Wilder, the rise of Taj and all this stuff. Question. If you have, whom did he quote during spoken word? I'm pretty sure it was Eminem. And it was pretty good. So, if that's the case, then why is higher education so valuable? Well, I think because technology is increasing, you need to know how to use it and operate it. But then again, if you go to school for free and that school may operate like Camp Pendleton Naval Hospital, well, they shouldn't throw the blame on you or utilize you as a guinea pig. I mean, I had a friend named Brooke, right? She got married to a buddy of mine named Mastella. They lied to her. She had to go out in town, and then they told her that she had cancer or leukemia or something like that. Hell, they told me I had hemorrhoids. They removed it, but then I came back to Charlotte, and magically I had hemorrhoids in the same area. But that's colorectal cancer, right? Why did Richard Reyes in Florida do something and say he had something, etc.? Is that a way to fast? Or are they just putting stuff in food that shouldn't be there? Why did they make fun of Ron DeSantis? Because he was tiny and little, so on and so forth, but they enjoyed somebody else playing Bane in Batman with Christian Bale, and he had to wear heels. What was the difference? Well, once he couldn't be president, right, he removed everything from Disney World being its own entity. They had their own security. They had all of it, right? They also have vertical farming for fresh food and everything else. So no GMOs, genetically modified stuff, right? It would be organic, right? They have solar panels. That doesn't violate the Secrecy Act, does it? It doesn't, because it's in the eminent or public domain, right? And then, of course, if you're robbing somebody, why are you doing it? Are you stealing from a store or an individual? You do not fleece innocent people. And if you take something from a shop, remember, they have loss prevention. And if I have to slow down for someone to speed up who's a reservist, then he obviously doesn't know what goes on in active duty. Do they? So why would they ask so many questions, especially when the Army shows up and they want to, I guess, start speaking a certain way? And then I present information of, I think, MK Ultra. I mean, hell, we have Operation Fury or whatever it's called right now. Everybody's seen the Avengers. Well, the same voice played the FBI, right? Or Blacklist on the FBI, Most Wanted or whatever. But the thing is on The Rock Alcatraz, right? The movie The Rock, they took over Alcatraz. Trump stated that, well, he's going to build Alligator Alcatraz. And what's Alligator Alcatraz? Well, let's go back to the first movie, because Womack was the person that ended up wanting to release the V-gas to take out a lot of people. Little green balls with a lot of money, right? Human capital, etc., blah, 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 blah. But if you look around, let's look around. Here, I'm going to do a Tony Robbins. Look around. What's green? What's green? What's green? What's green? Now check your pocket. Do you have cash? Is that green? Is it? Is it easier to manipulate what's on paper or static or something that's digital? I don't know. See, here's the thing. In certain cases, there's College V. Remember, somebody wanted to do something. Then, of course, they wanted to help out afterwards, right? And then all of a sudden, there's a couple things that happened in certain events, right? So let's round robin this. If Operation whatever, Epic Fury or whatever is happening, what happened with Nick Fury? Why was he so curious? Why does Samuel L. Jackson play the same role and invests in hospitals all the time just to see what would happen? Is he trying to do something? Is Nick Fury a raider? That's why he wears a patch over one eye? I mean, think about it. I mean, before there was MARSOC, there was the Marine Corps Raiders, and that was a football team as well, right? Missing one eye? Or saving it so you can operate when there's light or not, so you can quickly adjust. So let's ask another question. If certain patients end up developing stress in certain areas, is there hair loss in that area? I'll wait. And if that occurs, why is it that people want to play scientists off of a thought, but then they want to cheat and somebody wants to say, oh, you don't have to go to, dental school to become a lawyer? Because although all attorneys are lawyers, not all lawyers are attorneys. You have to pass the bar exam because you put your hand on a rail, right? Don't get carried overboard. Don't fake the funk. Don't pretend. Nobody likes a pretender, right? Now in North Carolina, I'm getting a lot of calls saying certain things. Why? Because they were surveilling me. They're still operating or doing something, but if the European Union is happening right now, what color is that flag? Is it blue and yellow? Because I drove to DC. You could see some of my videos. I've driven up north. I've driven in other areas, and, well, it's blue and red. Unless, well, if we combine the technologies and stuff like that from California with the East Coast, well, then you have independent states instead of one long state. So there's something for everybody. And you can utilize the desalinization technology over there, right? That they have in Carlsbad, near Lightwave, near National University. Then you also have, well, since there's no restrictions, you got the vertical farming. That's fresh fruits, vegetables, and all that other stuff. Sorry, that's a Freudian slip. See, I went to this dentist. What is it? Brian David Hill, or yeah, doctor something like that, right? And he installed this mole or molar or whatever, right? And it was one of those things where I was just like, oh, that's interesting. They wanted to say WTI or something like that on the air. So is it the World Trade Institute? Is it what happened to the World Trade? Or what is it exactly? Because for the Marines, it's like a Top Gun version, right? For the Marine Corps. The Navy has their thing, right? Then you have the Army, whatever they do. I think they take care of what's green. That's why they wear the green uniform sometimes. Then you have the chair force, right? The chairman of the board, right? Now, if there's an ozone layer, is that a wall up there? That's how they created Space Force, but since people aren't creative and people with a lot of money learn from children, they must get it from Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, right? Drake, they're not slow, even though Drake makes devil dogs. What color is it? Now, Goose Fraba, or is it Goose hit his head, and Maverick wanted to make sure that certain people were prepared for any malfunction, right? If you ever seen Mission Impossible, hell, there's one where Benji goes and he makes these gloves. He could look like Spider-Man crawling up a wall like Danny Blue and Hustle, right? Except Danny Blue and Hustle's a blonde kid, right? How come you guys don't share some type of similarities? Can you answer that for me? Did you lie? Oh, I fixed the car. It's just they didn't want to pass me. Really? Because I heard from somebody else you didn't know what you were doing. Right? Somebody would go ahead and freak out and call and this, that, and the third and blah, 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 blah. So was it the Army that did it? Because I went to go see Sid. They just handed the paperwork back. They magically didn't know what was going on, even though Womack is on there. Somebody in Lioness or whatever was also in there when he saw Mason getting brought out, right? And he got pissed off, right? And then you have, what's that other movie with Morpheus? The Amateur, right? And then what happened? Somebody sat down, they're like, oh, look who's driving for Uber now. After he did what? All those sanctioned murders and killings? Because they allowed something to happen while his wife was overseas. His wife got killed and they allowed it to happen and they knew about it. But that was with iRobot guy, right? The one that was a meth addict. That's not me. I have witnesses. Unless you care to stroll onto base and mishap, not see any paperwork. When I got my shoulder surgery, I had to slam pills down in front of somebody that kind of looked like me but had green eyes. Because he wanted to say, oh, I think he's a druggie, blah, blah, blah. I said, count them. Go ahead, count all the pills. There's more there than what I'm even supposed to take and prescribed. So they started to, well, make things even for everybody. We'll just force it to happen. Messing with the central nervous system, which connects to the brain. So what's that supposed to do? You're going to control somebody like a car and then get upset when somebody says your body functions like one. The more you accelerate, the more it expels fuel. So you don't want to go running. You get worried when I'm running past a fucking fire department with my backpack. And you ask me so many cute fucking questions. How much weight is that? What are you doing? How many miles did you do? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you must not been in the Marine Corps. You just dressed up as such. Like in the movie Annapolis, right? It was one, right? They were operating on one and doing exercise. Now, something happened in there. And Hewitt, which I think he got called out for something as a college professor. wanted to push Tyrese Gibbs or Gibson, something like that, right? And he goes, hey, what would have happened if he would have went one more round? Because they were just boxing, right? And he said, why don't you join me in the Marines? And magically, he was wearing an actual Marine Corps uniform. And said, why don't you join me in the Marines and find out what happens? Or see what happens. How was he able to wear that uniform at Annapolis to instruct and teach? Citadel, do you guys know? Parris Island, South Carolina, do you guys know? Fort Bragg, Fort Lee, Virginia, ground ordnance disposal. What are you doing? I got pictures. It's all over Facebook and Instagram. Why is local PD on South and North Carolina, both sides, and I'm getting calls from everywhere, unless it's a deep fake audio or video, calling, and I'm getting calls from national hotlines, so on and so forth, etc., blah, 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 blah. Are they trying to play scientists in the MHU? Because on my paperwork, since I did not leave the country, I asked them to not put PTSD as service connected. However, somebody wanted to go through all my paperwork. He said this. He said he went to Bahrain. He said he did this. He said he did that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I also did a lot of stuff. And when they didn't want to pay us while I was at WTI, because I don't know what happened with files or whatever, World Trade Institute, give or take. Or do I have WIT? Or is that TWI? Which is why they changed it to X. Because that would spell Twitter, right? Whose eyes are you looking through? You trying to create something new? I pointed out a dollar bill once, said checkmate 4 moves. And I showed them the back first. They said they didn't care about any of it. Then I turned it around and I pointed to the front of it. I said, you don't care about any of these things on here. They said, no, I don't even care about that one in the middle. I said, interesting. Okay, we have a problem. I got to go. Then they created digital currency. And you have Jay-Z talking to Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and all these things. And Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett kind of remind me of Jim Henson, right? You had the two rich guys and they were talking on the podium, kind of like Trading Places. And Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, he was a bum on the street. And then you gave all this money to this other person. What did they do with it? Right? And the bet was for $1 with concentrated orange juice. Right? He said, I bet we could do $1, etc. For we could take a bum off the street, teach them something, and they'll even be successful. So if that be the case, then what about the pursuit of happiness? I mean, what is going to school for medical treatment, right? If you're going to just do what they do in the military, which is what? Exactly. Since this is, I guess, a swing state here, but it's blue in South Carolina. So if something was federally approved, I guess that's why they went to national, then what are they trying to save? Themselves or the many that count? See, somebody got upset. He goes, oh, that's what you call them? See, here's the thing, geniuses. If you move your body, if you work out, etc., and you like a teddy bear, obviously, it's okay, right? If somebody came out and you saw 2 girls kissing, that would be hot, but if it was 2 guys, it wouldn't be, right? If you were watching porn and you didn't get paid for it, it was free, or maybe you recorded something and you're like, I love 69. If the person got paid or didn't get paid, it's all right, right? And then to cover your tracks, because somebody was pretending, it'd be all right, right? So instead they go, what's SS/SCI? stand for? Anybody in the military? This is for educational purposes in case anybody wants to pretend or imitate. Or hold on one second. Let me show you my VA card real quick. Since Atrium Help, excuse me, Freudian slip here. Still got this mole or molar in my mouth, and that's connected to something back here. So this is my VA card. See the EGA? Like a shot through the heart type of thing. See, nobody ever asks certain questions, but here's the thing. I gotta cover this up because Lord knows that's in the not the correct space or correct whatever. But if you have a USN, it's different, right? Do you see the eagle carrying all that shit? You wouldn't have all that because if you don't need land, you don't need air, you don't need what? Air, land, sea. Can you see? Seals? Give me a fucking break. What's a walrus? Unless you open up Webster's dictionary or a dictionary, then you should stand corrected. Yes or yes. Hell, even ChatGPT and though I tested Gemini, they have hallucinations, right? That's what they call them. But if you were to do it as an individual, they'd say you had schizophrenia or you had this. Or we're trying to turn you into BP because we don't like John Deere. Who cuts your fucking grass? Excuse my language. I mean, if Gary Vaynerchuk's able to do it, I guess so can I, right? If they said it and it's public, I can do it, right? If it's been said multiple times and they've done it already, I can do it, right? So operating on one is good, right? If I hear a song, I could use that song to say what I want, but then all of a sudden they want to get offended, right? You want to go ahead and copy and use someone's name for benefits. Make sure you clean shit up and return it because you just put my ass on the line to get away with some other shit. What does DMX say? Going against 4 homies in one, and you think you crazy? Oh wait, let's give them a label. Let's give her a label. Oh, she's fat. They won't know if it won't hurt. We'll spell fat with a PH. Oh, why do they wear the hat cocked to the side? Oh, because the anchor's cocked to the side. Oh, why do they do this? Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you actually chased somebody? Let me ask you a question. If they got rid of the Second Amendment, will you feel so strong? Oh, let me ask you a question. If you're watching porn, tugging on your pole. You know, I went to a competition, a science class, right? Great science thing, right? Guess what? I lost to a volcano. Why? Because I guess sex is the only thing they see. Can you see? Or you need a wiper for it? See, I had a gentleman. One person yelled at me and all this other stuff. He was missing an arm. I cried at the bar in Huntersville. Thank God someone was there that understood. And then, of course, I went back with a friend of mine. I look up to him, and he looks up to me. And I told his brother, I said, I can't wait till he gets enough followers so we could really confuse people. And they're like, that's my brother up there. And they're going to say, how? He's black. Oh, he was a Marine, by the way. So was I. Brothers in arms, brothers and sisters. And this one right here, wherever Chris Hughes is his brother. Now, what is your question? Unless you are a QT. See, one person ended up getting too handsy because he didn't get what he wanted, right? She was supposed to just hold water in her mouth. And he grabs her face and goes, will you just smile already? Lost his shit. It's like somebody grabbing someone's face and saying, just take these. But you want to carry out an experiment, see how far things will go. But you want to be anonymous. You want to play with AI. You want to cross over and shit, right? You know about the 76ers, right? Allen Iverson, number 3, rhymes with tree. So if it's right in front of your face, you love Walt Disney World, but if a W and D went up against a W and B, World Bank, and then you have, well, WD, world denominations, I guess. Who knows? Does the woman matter that's dominant? Or if I flip that M upside down, does the man that matter is dominant? Or how about this? The 3 letters at the end of woman should give it away, right? Because if a man got kicked in the nuts, it would hurt. Right? And there was a guy, I heard him, it was hilarious. He was like, yeah, I never seen a guy get kicked in the nuts and say, I want that to happen again. And what's funny is that they say you're a joke, yeah, and a clownfish could change its sex just to make sure that everything stays alive. Hue is a color. Man is what you are. At least that's what you appear to be. Because, I mean, you guys are good with Stranger Things. You're good with The Witcher. You're good with The Last Witch Hunter, Constantine, Green Arrow, all the things on CW. That's somewhere else, right? Oh, wait, no. Arrow is on CW. And then you have, what else? You have, this is the best one. You have protesters saying no ICE with police uniforms there that say police. The last 3 letters should give it away. Now, if they're open to carry with a vest and everything, just like a sheriff could wear regular clothes and open carry if they deem to do such, then who is casting judgment that gets paid so much money? Who is the PD, the plaintiff or defendant, the protector or the dependent? Someone's getting paid. Because why? You can't take, you don't like paper or something digital, but if this turned digital, what would it be? Why would you come visit? Why do you pay so much for a ticket to Carowinds or Disney or a freaking airplane ride, like a carpet ride, to go and see certain things? Say, why are we doing this again? What's the point? I guarantee you the reason why we're at war with certain things is because the value of a dollar bill, because they're not like us, a US bill, which they keep talking, we're in debt, we're in debt, we're in debt. But isn't it less expensive when you go to other places? You know, they got upset when they said that China created an AI for $5 million. They don't use that type of word in currency over there, do they, PB? They don't mention that. Boot. Private. Oh, private, by the way, has a chevron. Or it's upside down, depending on the branch you're in. One has more energy, some has, well, I should say more masculine energy. The other one has less masculine energy. Some people would call that feminine, but it's because they don't understand emotions, right? People got offended with my class philosophical thing, right? Because I stood up somewhere and I said it out loud. Why? Because when somebody was speaking, they kept looking to the side. Do you know what you're doing? Or are you just making some stuff up? Because I promise you, those were not their names. Remember, the Book of Eli and Underworld had very similar commonalities, right? They woke up the wrong person in there. And then one person in the Book of Eli said, you know what we could do with that? You know the things that, the very woman that he criticized, treated horribly, probably said they had liposuction. Was the only one that could read it, and it was in freaking Braille. Thank you, enemy of the state. Trying to get away? Trying to clean your hands? What happened to, ain't no running from this fight? Try doing something to yourself first before you do it to others. They do it with a taser, I promise you. I know because I trained some people. Hell, when we do martial arts, we wear a flak. Do you know what that is? Or we wear some type of vest with ceramic plates in case you get hit with a 7.62 or a 5.56. But ceramic cracks eventually, and you're hoping the Kevlar stays. Are you stuck in G-lock? Are you good because you carry a Glock? Separate the first letter from the last. Did you not read the Iliad that was written by Homer, but you like the Simpsons, and then you went to go see the Odyssey? That was goodwill, because the other one, they were going to play Voldemort, right? And Voldemort made it back. But they said, you know what? We're going to redo this. We're going to use somebody else. Goodwill Hunting. Let's do that. Why? Because his sister's dog's name's Penelope? I wonder where he got that idea and strategy. The same people that'll kick you out of some place will wake up one day, just like in the movie Maverick, and they say, this is your instructor, by the way. Wake up. Oh, I don't like the way he's saying. You want to be a fake New Yorker and call the cops when you're panicking? Remember in the movie Hercules from Disney, you had pink and blue, pain and panic. But you go to pink and blue to pay for what? Clothes for children. Now, what are Uncle Sam's Misguided Children if that showed up in The Boys? And then, of course, you have Supernatural. Dean, I'm pretty sure, is the sexy one. But you're always trying to portray something, right? Even in freaking Lucifer, they portrayed Lucifer as being one thing. When the cop pulled him over, hey, what do you want? You want this? You need money? Okay, here you go. Here's a bundle of cash. And then what happened later? Hey, you got any more of that money? So on and so forth. I'll let you go. Because you want to underpay certain people. There's under the table, over the table, and on the table. Why do we watch over air, land, and sea? Or protect it? Some defend it. See, everybody asks, why do you operate on one? Because if you still want the right to bear arms, which is in the Constitution, Second Amendment, unless you want to take away all the pistols and all that other fun stuff, because that gives people invisible muscles that they do not have. So let's strip away the ammunition. We say Semper Fi, do or die. Space Force says something else, right? Because the Air Force is a direct reflection of the sea. Right? Oh, you don't like the way I'm speaking to you. That's good. Go to the gym. Go get tired first. I got questioned by a lady named Tina. It's from my buddy Lance. And she goes, what did you do to my son? And I said, nothing. I had him work out a little bit, taught him some martial arts. She goes, the doctors and everybody told me that he had ADHD. He's been calm and fine all day. He just had extra energy buildup. That's about it. See, because his older brother was a bully, kind of, sort of. And he kept picking on him, and he always did it. So I was just like, all right, cool. Let me teach you guys some martial arts. Let me teach you self-defense. And we used to do this in the garage, and there's witnesses. You can ask Tony Graham Jr. if he is a junior. They call him Nine Fingers now. He's missing a pinky for some reason. I think he stuck his hand in the door. Probably the wrong one. And what's funny is that when he was in Texas, he was like, we call that Texan AfroTurf. And he was a sniper. I don't know if that's racist or not. Who knows? But he did drive a black Lincoln, and he was going to have a glove box filled with Black and Milds and all this other stuff. I remember he dated some stripper, all these other things. Somebody took a picture and posted it on Facebook, got yelled at, etc. You guys better start learning business and what a SWOT analysis is. That's what? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Strengths, angles, etc. But you guys know Kurt Angle, right? Another friend of mine didn't have much. His older brother was slightly a bully. And guess what? He was able to handle him with words. I showed him something else because I cared. Now, if it's supposed to be heal them space and care, which is the gap, right? But we'll put the E and the M downstairs for emergency, right? And that's in red. So now we have health, space, care. But now nobody cares. Oh, I got college debt. I got this. Did you do it for the money or do you actually care? You know what's interesting? Hugh Laurie, who played Gregory House, was the best doctor in the room and the least paid. But he was able to get paid. He literally got paid a little bit, but he got his 3 or 4, right, students. And then, guess what? He was able to say whatever he wanted because he got the job done. Like Brad Pitt's character, right? With Jason Statham, you stay till the job's done. Then they go and call out some guy in a bare knuckle boxing, like in Heartbreak Ridge. Sweet, 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 sweet. You don't think I was getting sweet black and miles for a reason? Oh, what happened? We're going to put you up against this big guy, like David and Goliath, right? But everybody appreciates the artistic statue. It's not the size of the maple leaf or his exposed genitals, right? Because size doesn't matter, right? Can you get the job done? Oh, you have a handgun. Okay, so you know what 3 is, right? Or you don't know how to stop because you need to be in an octagon or some shit. Look at your iron sights. You have 1 in the front. 2 in the back. First Amendment. No. Look. No. And then if this moves out the way, that's a go. But now you want to play bumper cars because everything's free. I can buy a flipper and just take it off the lot. Thank you, OnStar. Space Force, wherever you are. Air Force, wherever you are. How do you make sure that everything else outside stays valuable? Look at the foreign currency exchange. You know what a foreign currency exchange is, right? Foreign, maybe? Who knows? I saw the TV show. What about Henry? The Anne Boleyn girl. Literally created divorce for something to happen. Then he realized he couldn't have children. I think that's the answer there. But do you care enough to take care of one? What happened in Annapolis? He said, good. Here's a body bag. Right here. Here's a body bag. Right here. Lab violations. You want to play Diablo 4? Look at it. Get in it. That's where your mistakes go. Zip it up. That's where your mistakes go. Stop pretending. That's where your mistakes go. How'd they catch you? That's where your mistakes fucking go. So let's go. Now, if you want to lie on the daily, you can say daily. But that's D-A-I-L-Y. Die. But you think neurolinguistic programming is something that is, well, utilized in magic for entertainment purposes only. But Tony Robbins teaches it to other individuals. He said he's worked for the CIA. He's worked for other people. Neurolinguistic programming. You also have subliminal advertising. That came from Darren Brown. And then, of course, if I play the song Voila for you, sung by a little girl, like Cups, wearing a Yankee shirt, You respect that now, right? Don't ever threaten something you know nothing about. See, I got a Red Cross message one time while I was in, and I showed up. Second time, someone said, I think it was First Sergeant, oh, I hung out with a couple lawyers and blah, 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 blah. I know all this, that, and the other. She's just doing it for attention. I said, you don't understand. It's my fucking sister. I know what happens in that area. So I got a Red Cross, like a red envelope, etc., because they want to keep pushing the envelope. But that's something you get from the Chinese on Christmas. Now, if you want to protect something, why is it that no men say, I want to get kicked in the nuts multiple times, but a woman always wants to have another baby after all the pain they go through? Hell, why would somebody sell everything that they have, hand you cash, and say, take care of yourself, I'm going to go first. And then when I get somewhere, I'll bring you with me, and you come in. I mean, hell, they want to have an audience. They want to look over the shoulder when I'm paying that QT, right? But you got the scarecrow Matt Rife on stage. I'm sorry I sound like a drill instructor. Let me see your ID. Oh, you want to say cup? Good. Now I got a CUP. Oh, you don't like it now, right? Because you're what? Of age or not of age? What's an EGA? But you all right? We could consider this poetry spoken word because you feel all right. What is so interesting is that you sound real sweet. Is that why you like tea? Or do you like Boston better? Or the Yankees better? Well, put some sugar in it. Spice and everything nice. Oh, wait. Be nice. Do not ice. Do not call the police. Oh, fix your face. Did you see what I just saw walk in? Did you hear what I just heard? Pay attention, genius. Why? Because there's a little girl inside. Yeah, I see the husband. I see the wife, mom and dad, etc. There's a fight about to fucking break out. Somebody got stabbed. And you're telling me to fix my face. I stayed to clean up the blood and the mess and then asked if you were okay. Brought you food. Took care, hung out with everybody else. Oh, I'm going to give you the upper hand and crank your shoulder like I can't take pain. But I'm going to throw some stuff on the table and you can't still see, can you? What, you trying to battle California? Let's put those together. Because if, well, California and Florida fucking come together, that spells calf. Or California and North Carolina, that would be C-A-N-C. So, can see. Or how do you spell C? That's the third letter, right? But you keep asking questions, wondering why. Can you pull yourself up? Do I got to show you my card again? Cross your feet and do a pull-up. And then you'll ask why you're trying to pull yourself up when you're dangling off a cliff. Or you're trying to pick someone else up. Oh, she's got nice legs. That one, blah, 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 blah. That one, blah, blah, blah. Say anything, right? To get what you want. Don't play chess with me. Not with real people. Keep that shit with plastiques. Oh, wait, that's C4. Or Syntex. Explosive? Who trained with EOD? 2311? 23andMe? Why did it go from Corona to COVID? B? Do you know what beef and broccoli is? Probably. But if you saw how it was made, would you still eat it? Do you like chicken? Don't play chicken because you're trying to make a steak. Let me guess, you got asthma, so you serve it at Fleming's, right? Remember, Charlotte's Web, there's the World Wide Web. Does that cover the globe? Stuxnet? Are you stuck on stupid? See, never cast pearls before swine. These are black pearls. These are brown. They're called tiger's eye. See how it comes in different shades and colors, so on and so forth? But if it gets darker, for some reason, somebody wants to say they're black, they're African, whatever. They're brown. So why are you going out in the sun to get all sexy? Is that what you like? What happened in Django Unchained? Unchained. Right? What happened? See, in Django Unchained, he teamed up with a dentist. Right? And let's just do a quick mic check. I saw the green. The light, that is. That one too. On your iPhone if you have one. So if you be like Yoda, then why don't you come help a brother out for real, for real? Because we got a lot of pretenders here. Stomp the Yard. How about HBO special? Stomp. How about another one? Because what happened to Chris Brown? Was he? Left, right, left, right. Do you have a family? Do you think blood makes you family? Submit it to 23andMe. Trying to be cute? Go ahead. Go to Ancestry. See how far that line goes back. But they want to, accidentally sell this, blah, 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 blah. Well, how do you get rid of people killing them softly or being sweet or nice? Kill them with kindness. Death comes like a thief in the night. Oh, I got a cold. Why'd it go from Corona? I guess because Vin Diesel drank Corona beer in Fast and the Furious. Then they realized it wasn't him, and the Corona price and everything else it was attached to started to sink. So they changed it to Cove. I don't know if that was a wolf pack or not, because they saw a vampire movie or some shit. You thought I cared because you shared a notebook? We're in creative. I want you to do the same thing that he did on this first page, on this page. You couldn't go get another notebook? Someone that really gets you, really knows you, ask you what happened, says, I trusted somebody once. Now they're doing HRT, taking the you out of it. So who hurt you? So if they're doing that to the military that's active, what are they doing to veterans? And then what are they doing to veterans after their contract is up, somewhere around 2020, give or take 2019? Oh, wait, that was coronavirus, right? That was the beginning to the fall? Because somebody said someone's too prideful. He said he was on track to do this. Well, I called your uncle and he said this, and this. And he looked into it. He said you were lying. I didn't state that, did I? I said I was on track to do something. Meaning I was en route. On my way. But somebody wanted to slay the day. You didn't read a book. Listen up. Go pay attention. What's incomprehensible? Hard to understand? You know, violations or criminal violations actually in a public law library, if you could get in, literally has 18 USC. And if you add the 1 and the 8 together, like an infinity symbol, it adds to 9. Right? Now, do you need 9 millimeters, 9 inches, 9 feet, 369? 9 months to make a baby or less. Where's Pluto? Who knows? Or Bruto? So, if that be the case, why would somebody freak out when I'm giving their friend financial advice? Why would they walk up to me like John Michael Henson? Hey, can I be your friend? I don't know, can you? Why would they laugh on the phone? Everybody knows because it's been broadcasted. Hey, my grandmother passed away, so on and so forth. And then laugh on the phone. And then magically when I go to the YMCA, oh wait, you think that's gay? Like I haven't touched both people's peepees before. That's how I know. As a cousin of mine. See, you got fam and ham, but ham made fun of somebody and they didn't like it. But you eat it on Thanksgiving, right? With cloves stuck in it, right? Those are blacks, right? You get that at a gas station. I can also make use of all this, dry it out, call it tobacco, put nicotine in it, give you what you need. You know, they make that in a pill form, like caffeine or a fee. Fee or fi? Fee, fi, fo, fum, some shit. So why is Jetson so hard? Watch The Librarian. What are they after? Is it you? Why do people protect certain things and watch over it? Who was popping up for Flynn Carson? I know he had a guardian somewhere. What about the other librarians? Count up the points on a star, right? Fold it up, do Chinese origami. It looks like you're playing football. Flags of honor. Do you have any? Or are you just looking to throw a sheet on it like one? Because we could turn it into a nautical star like in the movie Hook with Robin Williams. And when they look down at the water, it looks very similar. Like Captain Marvel. What was Hook scared of? Alligators or crocodiles? Pick one. See, because I remember The Rock. And I took a picture of Womack at Fort Bragg. Because some people need bragging rights. You should have seen what I did here. Blah, blah, blah. Did it make you feel good? Cool. All right. Talk to you later. Peace. But that's a hospital, yes? Because they were trying to carry out an experiment. Well, how many people? There's mile 22, mission 22, so what's 44? Do you even know what that means? But you don't know NCIS, do you? Now, if a 4 and a 4 come together, that's an 8. Or is that a 44 Magnum? See, now they say, oh, you think you rock it with the best. There's a lot of keyboard tough guys. Why don't you step into the ring? Because if you think for a second, I can't put a ring on my finger, take it off, just like you, to pretend to get away with something. Ain't no running from this fight. That's why everybody's blowing up my phone, right? And I hope everybody is doing it. I hope, because 47 USC is telecommunications, girl. So even if it's deepfake audio or video, DV, DA, division, district attorney, I suggest you do your homework, research, and ask more questions. Just because I was explaining something, trying to at least, to someone at Flyleaf who's married to a police officer. Thank God she had a best friend that actually did martial arts. That didn't probably, she should take some, because I had dated somebody that, well, she quit on the first day, and then her boyfriend gave me a herniated disc at the joint. Chiropractor, right? Was it worth it? You're an expert at your job. You read my chart, right? Scoliosis. Curvature in the spine. Check with the government. Check with the military. Check with the DOD. That's over the DOJ. He went through all this. And you wanted to, what, test the waters? To get on a Carnival cruise? Or to play with one? Norwegian Airlines? Norwegian Cruise Lines? You can retire on SSDI and travel the rest of your fucking life. While you take advantage and keep taking from other people, right? What's more valuable? What's in here or what's in here? I'm done. So if I move, if I get out the way, if you forcefully keep me here as an insurance card, as an example, because you like the Punisher better, size don't matter. You want to be in the art? Oh, you don't know what I do, blah, 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 I'm a this, that. Danny, shut up. No. Shut up. Danny, shut up. Oh, I'm going to be military police. I'm going to show you. Shut up. Do you have anxiety? Are you freaking out about the way I'm using my words? But you like it when it's in a melody. You put the lime in the coconut. Oh, wait, hold on. Put the lime in the coconut and shake it on up. You get it now? Sammy and kept asking me questions. He kind of reminded me of Dr. Burns. Oh, sorry, Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Wanted to keep pushing buttons. Caused a lady named Moore to almost talk and think about suicide. I yelled at him. My homegirl Norma took care of her. My boy Dominguez married her. Did it matter? No. He just wanted to get in there. Get some fresh air and get a whiff. But now you want a tiff. Here's a tariff for you. We're going to make everything more expensive. Because you want to wipe out what? The Army AMA? Army Marine Corps? You want to wipe out air, land, and sea? What do you want to do? You want to say, where are the chess pieces now? You want to say, let's see you figure this out. And then I help a little old lady at a gas station. And then I got to get, what, meetings from people at corrections. Well, if we could do this, we could use Gary Vaynerchuk's $1.80 strategy. Yeah. And we could just like pay him nothing, but we'll give him room and board in a super secure facility. We can't let him out, of course. But he could help us with the Department of Energy. Because Walt Disney, what's a WMD again? Weapon of mass destruction. What's a mass? A mass is something that, well, a container, something that matters. This would be a mass. Do the pages matter? This would be a mass. Do the pages matter? This would be a mass. Do the pages matter? See, if you can even see a light, does it matter? You want a dip? Here you go. You want nothing in your teeth because you want your teeth to, well, not have shit in it? There's a pouch. I got it because it's affordable. What, you thought I was trying to say something because someone called me bear once? Oh, let me get a grizzly. Been watching something for a long time, right? You're stuck in G-lock. And a rooster did the same thing and almost died. Maverick had to save his ass. So you want to, oh, well, we're just going to switch it up because in business is this and this is that. So we're going to put the labels this way and see which button he knows which is which. Because we want to test the level of his capabilities. See if he has that Spanish stuff, right? ESP. You should have never did the molar. Look like a sugar cube. So somebody could write in on something, right? Because life is like a cake, not an onion. Tor routers. But what's in a Tor knee? You want me to kneel? How? My knee hurts. Knee how? And then you cock your head at a bar because you were told that was Chinese. Are you trying to study, emphasize, and then bring that to somewhere else? Or are you trying to just catch a charge like a taser because you want to do something and entrap or blackmail somebody? Hey, I didn't know we have the same thing. That's so weird. I didn't know you liked Yoda and you want to take out Sentinels. Those are red and purple. That happened to the X-Men, by the way. Code 8. Anybody watch that? They didn't like something. Oh, send us their DNA and we can do like a mass thing. Well, there is mass genocide going on with people and individuals they don't like. They just say, send in their blood type. We'll sound sweet. We'll sound nice to them. And first we'll do it with Ozempic. O-Z, that's an ounce. E-M, that's emergency. Pick, P-I-C. Who said it? Oh, I don't know, but they pulled out of the UK and the United States. Let's take all our anger out on this one. Why did somebody go over there and somebody came back and visited? Why was somebody dancing with purple hair? What's a chia? Is that somebody, your side piece? Like a chia pet? You know, it's TEP that way. ETP, PET. Is that a little P or a big one? Big E, little E? Which one do you want? Este o este? Because if I slap you with the back of my hand like you sullied a glove, how did Sully land a plane on the river? Was he really good at his job and careful with the instruments inside? They want to see what would happen if the electricity went out. He's like, I got this. Because they were able to put it in relax mode. There was a guy named Jason Patton I used to work for. He's an emergency room doctor, allegedly, and gets paid $600,000 to show up a year, annually. That's not sporadically. That's like annually. And in his contract, he has certain things that he would like from his wife, right? I think BJ's was in there. Those count as Clinton. So if he gets paid that much and he still gets to do what he wants, to be a real doctor, RD, or a dumb doctor, DR, or are you just trying to be dominating? Free dom, right? Dominus. If you've seen Spartacus or The Recruit, you would know what that means. But that's something that they wanted to study. They didn't. Then let's look at Maximus. Is this your maximum capacity? Did you fire the help? Or did you listen to Samuel L. Jackson? Again. And Django came out and you said, uh-oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Did somebody hand you a pineapple and you didn't know what an E9 was? It looks like a 6. Staff Sergeant. We're just going to call everybody Sergeant. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to call everybody Sarge. We're going to piss them off. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. But yet when you get caught and you go to court, like a class action, I wonder why I put it in the fucking rainbow colors the first time. Are you going to abstain in court or leave a stain somewhere? Or abstain? Do you know legal jargon? Do you cast a wide net in marketing? Are you learning Latin based upon hacking into someone's phone? Because Apple Sandbox is broken. And then we have, well, I don't know, that car that I just purchased because they were just forcing me other stuff. Other people were playing with my hours. They, managed to not let me get a better paying job. Well, they said he could do more with less, so let's see what he can do. Oh, shit, this is a problem. Everybody call in. Everybody call in. We're all going to probably get in trouble. See, Atrium Health has a parent company, and parents are supposed to be responsible for their children just like in fucking business. They're playing scientists, guessing games, and other people are paying the price for it, and they won't treat you unless you have insurance. Oh, and if you're duly covered, they'll milk the VA and get their people in there and sound real good, do a transfer, And they'll even stare at somebody that is on the SNS list. Not stuck on stupid. The lady was literally suicidal. And I had TD Jakes on. And he said something. She responded. And I said, oh shit. Next thing you know, she's walking around with a plastic knife. And some guy that looked like Glenn standing in the back. Was this guy in PSYOPs? Was this guy doing this? Was this guy... You're more concerned about that, the camera and the video right next to you. Or is it on this side? Este, oeste. So you're more concerned about me. I had to step in as a good person. Do I look like a good doctor to you? Here's a pen. And a penny. Oh, wait, we don't have those in Charlotte. But for your thoughts, they're missing, right? Lincoln sits in a chair behind bars. You call them columns. Because they just changed the name, right? Here, take it. Make sure you be specific. Unless you don't want to, then you come up with a violation. You saw Green Mile. They experimented on that dude. Electrocuted him, right? Will Smith's picture with somebody getting hit on top of the head. 8 Mile. Oh, that's why we did this and sent you that video. And that's why I did this to you. Why didn't you keep her? Why didn't you pay her bills? She magically had a full fridge after that. Freaked out at Bad Daddy's. She must have saw somebody. Somebody messes with someone's style. But you like style. Because he writes, right? And you read, right? Is there a W in there? Or did it just sound that way because people only know what you tell them? See, there was a time where the Jetsons met the Flintstones. They had similar colors. If you like the Mets, good for you. I like Mike Piazza. And I also played a lot of positions, including catcher. I also liked the Yankees. Does that bother you? I also like the Boston Party as well. I think that's where Mark Wahlberg is from. Right? You remember Four Brothers? Keep going. You want to find out? But you wanted to put so many labels and precautions on stuff. Because you needed so many cheat codes. Because you knew what would happen. Because you want to push the buttons. You just want to fuck around and find out. There's Yafo Kitchen, a Greek restaurant, by the way. And to sigh is literally to cry. Now, put 2 teardrops together. Does that make the letter 8? Tear them apart, make them look like boobies or teardrops. Because that's what you're doing to everybody. Pointing the finger at somebody else, like them in the Alcatraz movie, right? The Rock. They took over Alcatraz. They wanted to get rid of little green. They need Greenland. Now they got green glass balls. They had to break Nick out. Cage. That's his name, right? But they always want to find out. They always want to see something in case they need ID. Sorry if I sound like DMX or a DI, a drill instructor. Drill, baby, drill. But that's the Serpent Brotherhood, right? Because it looks like a drill. Don't drop the ball, it's on top. Is that a period, a decimal, or what? If you keep going, you'll get wings. Or they're just slowly trying to what? Lauryn Hill? Killing me softly. So why not mix it up? Why not take somebody that was under one area and move them to another area and then just go to one area just to say hello to everybody? So this needs to stop, right? Because eventually you may like video games, but if this turns into StarCraft 3, it's probably not going to be fun. Because you're what? Playing with the craft and the stars? OnStar, electricity, EMP, PME. electromagnetic pulse. You saw the Matrix. If we keep these people just close enough, let's see how long it would take, how much energy we could get out of this person. Oh, you want to create slaves? That's what they did in the Matrix. Neil Patrick Harris, president of the Magic Castle, also psychiatrist, handing out pills. Red pill, blue pill, pink pill, blue pill, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams. What do you want? Oh wait, that's not drugs. Those are pharmaceuticals. That's medication. And you're supposed to do what they say because they pay so much money for their piece of paper. That's dictation. And if somebody's a dick doctor, I don't know who is, but if you want something that's bigger because it's better, well then go for it. Will you leave? Of course I will. I'll even take care of you before I do. You're trying to make me look like the Mummy and Imhotep, but I'm like George of the Jungle. But because you want to be a lion, you need a lot of ladies around you. Hence why Lloyd Banks says a lot. Playboy, baller, bala, rebola. You like Anita. Damn, I can't wait to go over there. I just want to do this. Go for it. Go. Oh, I want to see the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Where's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? I don't know. But I heard somebody hear something and he starts flipping out like he's bipolar. He either doesn't like Sunbelt, which is like a Rasengan symbol, or John Deere. JD, John Deere, DJ. But it's blue and yellow because yellow needs green, right? The sun needs to do that so the cows and everybody on the ranch could graze. Or is that what you put in your salad? There's a lot of farms on a plantation. Who are you listening to? Because Florida, the panhandle, is cooking you. Cali's trying to cool you off. Or chill out. Or see air. Or CA. Why is everything in Palo Alto? Because you got to walk with a large stick or a big one. But then again, Tony Stark said that. And who held out? Because Doctor Strange wanted to see if it was Nick Fury or was it Tony who would do the right thing. Because he only held up one finger. He didn't say you had to sacrifice yourself. And it was only after people started dying that all of a sudden, this is a great time this is probably an emergency. Someone's going to say, you should probably shut the fuck up. Unless somebody's trying to go out like Kobe. Now, who avoided Kobayashi Maru? But you killed Charlie Kirk. Captain Kirk, where are you? Wherever you are. Is that what you're upset about? Why don't you go stand in a freezer and cool off? Instead of keep taking, restricting, reporting. If somebody has to jump into an Animus, if you like Assassin's Creed, they're making Black Flag, that is. But you know about the Black Flag because you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever. Skull and Bones, that's the Black Flag symbol, right? Oh, you're Egyptian, that's cool. Assassin's Creed has origins. Now let me see your C and your V. Or your C and your V. Please. Or else I'll say peace. Adios. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and video in Finding Freedom. Hopefully you can find your freedom to speak on the First Amendment. If they don't like it, well, they'll send other people. And, well, they'll probably say, give him number 2. Because we don't like how he's using number 1. It hurts our ears. We got stress cards now, apparently. So you need a job. You need something else to do.